between you versus McGrath, did you have to outwork him to beat him, or what was your strategy to beat Jeremy?
Look, nobody wins championships and any of that without doing the hard work. You're putting in the motos. I truly believe that it becomes a desire thing. And I think that here in the last 10 years, there is one athlete to me that it just outpaces everybody when he's absolutely focused, desire, and determination. And that's Cooper Webb. Because and that's not to slight, Eli Tomac, absolutely amazing champion all the way around. You know, but these last couple of probably all three, but these last couple of Supercross titles, it's like you didn't really think Webb was the better
Mm-mm,
guy,
mm-mm.
yet he found a way to get it done. And once it started getting down to that point, he was so mentally locked in, and it was so interesting to watch. And that's why I get a little bit bummed that I'm not doing the broadcast for Supercross, because I would love to be calling those races, right? Just because as the analyst, you really start to get inside of the athlete's head. You get to spend a little more time with them. I mean, I know I could give Coop a call, but there's no purpose to it, and I wouldn't want to bother him. But if I'm the analyst, then I have the reason. Hey, I'm doing the show. I really know where your head's at. What are you doing? You have these conversations. It's just fascinating because he has really just focused on what uh, found his opportunity. I'm in the right place this year. The bike's in the zone. It's going to be competitive, but now I'm going to just fully embrace this whole opportunity and lay it all on the line. And when he does that, it's like you know, uh, it's like he's not halfway through the championship. You're not expecting him to win the title. And then at the end, you go, wow, I guess we should have realized that at the halfway point, what we were seeing from him was this dude's locked in. And where other guys were making mistakes or um, just not as focused as they were, he gets, I mean, the dude is just like a laser pointer on a gun,
Well,
you know?
Fro, he's like never the fastest qualifier, and you're like, oh man, he's right around 10th place speed. But then he's like, I don't have to lead every lap. I just have to lead the last lap. And
Yeah.
somehow he comes up and does it. And I forget what mud race it was in Supercross, but he was sitting like eighth place on like the final lap, and he passed Roxon, he passed all the factory guys, he passed Sexton for a third, like on the last lap in the mud. And it was just like, how did that happen? It was like
Was
manifest.
that the one that was just super or just terrible? Was that Boston maybe? Foxborough, I
I
mean? Where it was just a total quagmire. Like
Oh
like they
yeah, they were
bladed
just
the
rolling
track
all
and
over the
just
place. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, one of those things. Like mud races are interesting because they put so much pressure on you and it takes everybody out of their element. Nobody wants to. I had some mud races in my day where I just accepted the fact and like embraced the situation. And there's a lot of opportunity to be had if someone has the right frame of mind. Yep. And they go in there and look at this situation as an opportunity, as opposed to, oh man, there's so much that can go wrong, and all of this. And so, yeah, even with a lap to go, he didn't give up on what his goals were, right? Didn't
Mhm.
make any excuses. And granted, he didn't win the race that night, but um he he executed the race with just some serious intent and determination.
Yeah, he was able to capitalize on things like that,
Yeah.
where Sexton went the opposite direction, where he had the ability to capitalize on a good ride, and then he fumbled. You know,
Mhm.
it was just kind of the difference between the two. Small sidebar: how many races when you were racing professionally, motocross and supercross, did you have in a season? And I kind of want your input on guys like AP right now, where it looks like they just get tired, you know? And Hunter said it at Ironman too. He was like, dude, at the end of the moto, I got tired, you know? And it's like this level of fatigue has to stack when you have 33 races with on a weekend, 2 motos that are 30 minutes. Like the amount of just, I say,
Mhm.
volume and intensity that is put on the body. How are you supposed to stay peaking for 3/4 of the year? It seems
Yeah.
unfathomable.
So I guess in the mid 90s, I would say that we had was when we bumped it up to 15 supercrosses, 11 or 12 pro motocrosses. Um, I know it kind of moved around, or they were adding races to it. So
It was pretty close.
um, yeah, no, I mean, a couple races off. We, somebody like me, I'd probably ride Motocross of Nations. We'd go do some races in Europe in the off season, but certainly the way that the schedule is here with 17 supercrosses, 11 motocrosses, correct?
Yeah, right now. And then the
11,
SMX,
and then
it's
they've
a
got
total
the
of
three
33.
the three playoff races. Yeah. So I mean that's a lot of volume, and there's not a lot of time off there. There's a little bit. But that's part of the challenge, is that you have to know your body. You have to know when you can push, when you need to recover. I do think that when, let's just use Jet as the example, like Jet seemed to have this incredible speed, and if from the outside you would say, oh, he's making it look easy. He wins races easy, which he does. But for sure, he's doing a tremendous amount of work during the week and training and everything that he needs to do to prepare. But being able to find the point where you're not overtraining and then not recovering. Like there were guys that used to train their ass off, and they would, guys I was teammates with or whatever, and they'd come to the race and they were really fatigued. They hadn't really recovered. And so it's like, do you want to win at training